We talk, we laugh, we learn together. Every skill, every style, every weather. From first time makes to pros who know. Every story starts with hello. This is Craft O'Clock, come on in. Amazing interviews, let the demos begin. From the people you know and the ones you love, sharing ideas, lifting each other up. It is Craft O'Clock, your creative home where inspiration never crafts alone. Viewers from around the world today, different places, same creative light. All like family, come as you are, say hello. We will meet you where you start. Our chat's buzzing, questions fly, tips and tricks right before your eyes. Behind every make there's a story to tell. How it started, where it fell, where it went well. From bold new brands to familiar faces, big ideas born in small craft spaces. No pressure here, just time to play. Creativity leading the way. This is Craft O'Clock, come on in. Amazing interviews, let the demos begin. From the people you know and the ones you love, sharing ideas, lifting each other up. It is Craft O'Clock, your creative home where inspiration never crafts alone. Come and join us, say hello, we are a lovely bunch. You should know Kat and Adam guide you through, with pop-ups from Scott and Julie too. What an amazing treat to share, laughter, learning everywhere. So take a breath, we are nearly there. Screens are ready, sound is clear. Hearts are full, hands ready to create. It is almost time, do not be late. This is Craft O'Clock, come on in. Amazing interviews, let the demos begin. From the people you know and the ones you love, sharing ideas, lifting each other up. It is Craft O'Clock, your creative home where inspiration never crafts alone.
I love this song. Genuinely do. It's gives proper Disney parade vibes. Good afternoon. I hope you're good, and I hope you're all well on this fine, sunny. I look out the window. I've drawn the blind. This fine, sunny Sunday, the 22nd of February, is what we're looking in. It's a lovely day. A lovely day for a lovely Craft O'Clock. We're in for another treat. Oh, genuinely, you are in for another treat today. I have a funny feeling we're all going to learn something new today is what we're going to learn. Let's do quick roll calls. I was putting some of your comments up as we were listening to the jingle. Lisa's in. Good afternoon, Adam and Carla. The other Lisa is here as well. Good afternoon, Adam and Carla. Hope you're both well. Lovely to have a bit of sunshine today. It is glorious as I look at the blind once again, but it is very sunny out there. I love this one from Dave. Good afternoon. After Carla did the pastel picture, the wife had a go and loved it. Yes, Dave, it's what we love, Christine, good afternoon. Adam and Carla, hope you're both good. We are. We've literally just been sitting here for the last hour and a half, gossiping. I'll tell you straight, genuinely, last hour and a half, I logged in to make sure it was all ready at about 10:15. There was Carla. I was still in my pyjamas, hair all a mess, and Carla was setting her stuff up. So we all went for coffee. We came back and we started chatting again. Jack is in. Hi, Adam. Lovely Carla and everyone. Christine, good afternoon, Adam and Carla. Phil's in as well. Good afternoon, Phil. Emma's here. Good afternoon, Adam and Carla. Jeanette, good afternoon, Adam and Carla. I might as well bring her on. Jackie, it's not at all sunny here in Surrey. Oh, sorry, Jackie, lovely. I can only apologise. Carol, good Sunday afternoon. Good Sunday to you. Sandra's in as well. Good afternoon, Adam and Carla. Should we bring her in? You all know she's here. With her new graphics as well, may I say. We had new new graphics this week that you've got. It is the one, the only, the legend that is. Carla Bagshaw is with us. You're right, lovely.
Are you all right?
I'm good, Toll. We've put the world to rights, haven't we?
Oh, we've set Walter off.
Oh, sorry, Walter. Sorry.
Very angry with you right now.
Very angry because genuinely, we should write a book about the conversations we've just had.
I know, right? I think we put the world to rights a little bit this morning, which was very nice. It's always nice to catch up as well. So.
It is. It's been lovely. It's absolutely been lovely. So, a lot of lovely comments for you. Well, did you see Dave's comment about you tried the pastel picture?
I know, which is amazing. I've seen a few people have had a go with it, which is lovely because it's really easy to achieve. And like, obviously you had a go, which was amazing. There's a lot of stuff where I think we tend to avoid it. Today's a little bit like that as well, where there's certain mediums that we avoid because we don't really know necessarily, we don't get taught how to use them. And it's not necessarily something that would be a mainstream on Hobby Maker, so it's really nice to see a little bit of it outside of that. So hopefully that's something that floats people's boats.
What I've done, there's a QR code in the top corner. If you want to scan the QR code, everything that Carla is about to use today is over on the Craft O'Clock with Adam Humphreys page over on the website. I need a snappier name for that. That you've got on that one. It's over on the page now, so we've got inks. There's everything on there. Oh, I'm using the wrong mouse. There's inks. We'll go through it as we go through. I will make a big QR code on the screen for you now, just quickly, and I am going to take it off. And I will also pop the link into the chat as well, so everything is there for you. Before I go any further and I forget, I need to promote it now, and I need to promote it at the end on Tuesday of this week. Craft O'Clock is starting at 11:30. Okay, because Dawn McPhee is on air at 1, and she's got her folio show, and she needs to go and set up for it, and it takes about half hour to set up. So we're moving Craft O'Clock forward to 11:30. I'm going to say that for the next few days. Right, let's crack on. I will leave QR code in the top corner. It will mean nothing as yet because we don't actually know what we're doing. But if I bring all 3 cameras up, oh look at this, we're good. This is slick. So we're talking inks. Oh, these are scary though because they go everywhere. They go all over your hands.
Well, the joy of alcohol inks, of course, is that they're really easy to clean up, which is useful. They are all over my hands, she says, as well. You can see. I mean, really, however. But of course, you just need some alcohol, and preferably not the vodka kind. And it just cleans it up really easily. So it's easy done. Now, we're using the visible image ones. So Kat had said to me, do you have anything specific that you want to do for Craft O'Clock? And I was like, no, you just give me a box full of stuff and let's see what happens. And she gave me alcohol inks. Now, I love alcohol inks, and I've used alcohol inks a lot. I tend to do abstract stuff with them. One of those things where if you don't get told how to use them, and there's so many different ways you can use them, then they can just be one of those things where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Hey, Claire. So, I just wanted to kind of do something really simple with them. Great thing about using alcohol inks is they're so fast. It's so quick to just make something simple. Now, the one thing I will say about alcohol inks is that they're not necessarily the most controllable thing in the world.
Okay.
So it's not like you're ever going to be able to replicate the same thing twice. However, love using alcohol inks. Yes, visible image ones are very good. They are, aren't they, Jackie? They're really, really pigmented.
How did you see that then before I put that on the screen?
I've got comments on my screen.
Have you got YouTube? What, my comments?
I've got the whole comment stream on Restream.
Have you?
Dude, I'm all of the tech. What can I say? Yeah, I can see exactly what you can see.
We need. Okay, fair enough. I didn't know people could see comments before I saw them.
So
yeah, do everything then.
So basically it is pigment that's mixed with alcohol, and we spread that alcohol. Now there are ways of using them. Hey Alison, you can use paintbrushes with them, so you can use stuff with them and you can paint with them, but it's just not as they're not as sort of controllable as paint to a degree.
Question
Yo.
About alcohol inks. So are these the same inks? No, I know they're from Visible Image, but likewise is what I'm talking about, that we would put into our alcohol pens. You know, when we do our colouring, is it exactly the same?
So it's exactly what you would find. So if you buy like refills for say Copic, it's just alcohol ink.
I've got loads of these in the loft and I don't know what to do with them.
I mean, you can buy blank alcohol markers and you can fill them yourself. So you'd be able to use your alcohol inks for that. It's just an alcohol ink. So
Oh,
you can
okay.
that way. But there's loads of ways of using alcohol inks. So you can use them with resin. You can use them to paint with. You can use them with a palette knife. You can do all kinds of different things with them. You can use them with a heat tool or a hairdryer if you've got one. You can use them with your poofers. And
Love a poofer.
Now, I will just say about the poofers. So the one that I'll be using today is just the one that I've got. But I went on to the Zon yesterday. So mine's a Ranger one, and I bought this years ago. So this was about 20 quid when I got it. I don't know how much they are now. But I was also sort of sitting there thinking, well, if people at home want to have a go, you might not want to pay that for the Ranger one. So I went onto the Zon, and I bought 3 little ones, and I got 3 for about £3.30.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to get hold of those, it's cheaper for you to do it because I think everyone should know how to use alcohol inks. I think they're really, really useful. Now, in order to use alcohol, no, you don't have to use this, but it's best for you to have some isopropyl. Now, if you're going to get some isopropyl, so it's just rubbing alcohol. If you're going to get some isopropyl, there you go. Mine's a 91% isopropyl. You can buy 78% isopropyl. I wouldn't advise it. Try and go 90 or above when you're using alcohol.
Okay.
It's just better in the system. If you get the alcohol ink on your pens, if you get it onto your hands, or you get it onto your desk, you can just use alcohol stick.
I'm just gonna point it out there, and I've no doubt I'll get told off for this. But we've got the Ranger one on the Hobby Maker page for $11.99. If you go on to the Amazonia, you can get 3 for $6.99 or 2 for $4.99. Just gonna put that out there.
These little poofy ones that I got, I think mine were £3.30 for 3.
There you go. It was just the first ones I saw. It's the right ones at the time. I don't really know what I'm Googling without going down a slippery slope. So I left it at just blower craft is what I said. I don't want to Google anything else. So what do we do? So we have our alcohol inks. First of all, then let's roll this back and let's while we're here. What paper do we need?
So this is another thing as well. So most people tell you need UPO paper, which is YUPO, and that's got a coating on it, which allows the alcohol to move and then dry quite quickly. Do you need to use UPO paper? No, UPO paper is really expensive. So what you can do is just get hold of some photo paper. It'll work exactly
like the shiny glossy paper.
Yeah, because if you buy the UPO, I mean, I've paid 20 quid before for a pad of about 20 pages of UPO paper, whereas you can just buy a great big pack of photo paper and it's just as good. Like you can make all of the stuff with it. So, it's one of those things, whereas I know sort of for demonstrators, we're supposed to come in and tell you all you need to get this. But to be honest, for most of us, especially if you're just having a go, you're not going to be wanting to spend that much money. It's going to put you off before you even start. Most of us have got some photo paper somewhere, like we have it in our stashes, right? So now I'm using the visible image ones, and they're very heavily pigmented and they kind of change color. So they're interesting to play with. So the 2 colors that I'm going to use at the minute, I've got purplish red and black. So I'm going to use colors just to start with. But first of all, what I want to do is just show, so this isn't actually making anything, but I'll stick with the same colors just because it's easier. I tend to have to work on an angle. So if I put some of this down, and I've got some alcohol in a little bottle here. Now you can use pipettes. Again, from the Zon, you can buy like, I don't know, 4 million of those for like £1 or something. Like they're not expensive. Put your alcohol in there and just drop dots on. I've just got the glue bottles obviously for cut by hand, so I tend to use them because it's easier. Now, so there's different ways. So the first thing I'm going to do is just work through that. You can also use on gesso on normal paper. I'll give you the glass surface you need for the alcohol smooth. Thank you very much for that, Lisa.
Where's Castle Howard?
Somewhere in Yorkshire, isn't it? Oh, I don't know.
Is it? Go on. I'll bring Lisa's up. Oh, it scares me that you can see all these comments before I can. Lisa said, You can also use gesso on normal paper, and it will give you a glossy surface. You need the alcohol moves.
So that also, Lisa, thank you for your comment. That also works on canvas as well. So if you want to work on canvas, you can use your gesso on that and it will run through there as well. And it's also really good for dyeing stuff as well. So yeah, near York, Adam. There you go. I should have known that better because I did live in York for years. Arthur was born in York. Right. So there's different ways of using them. There's different ways of moving them, and it depends on what sort of what you're looking for, really. So there's so much that you can do. Now, I've got a bottle here that's got some alcohol in it and a couple of colors mixed in. So you can mix your colors to make different colors. Now, this is probably the easiest way for you to spread your ink in a way that's a little bit more controlled. Okay. So this literally got the colors in it already, and I can come in and I can start to do that, and then I can poof that out to make whatever I want to make, and then I can use the blower for that. I can do all different things. Now, if I want to change that and put some extras on, I can just add some clear alcohol on here, and then I can make that go further. I can make it stretch. I can do various different things.
If we haven't, sorry, I forget we were live. If we haven't got a blower, could we use a straw?
Use a straw. You won't control it as much, but yeah, you can use a straw, or you can use your heat tool. So if I put some, let me put this color down just a little bit. So if I put some of that down and then I add some more alcohol in it, the more alcohol you've got, the more it moves. Think of the dance floor. That's probably the same for all of us. Put this on. So I can start to spread that ink, spread the colors, and then the joyful thing, of course, about alcohol inks is that I can come in just with some other colors. I haven't got all of these open yet. Hold on, let me find one that I have. Make it quicker. Just bear with.
If you do want to go for the inks, if you do want the inks that Carla is using at the moment, they are on our little website. They're £29.99, but you get 24 colours.
They're really good as well. They're very strong pigment. Not all alcohol inks are the same. So as I'm bringing this in, can you still hear me? As I'm bringing this in, I can then start to add in some alcohol.
If you've got any questions for Carla as well, get them in the chat now. She can see them. So get them all in the chat. It still throws me that you can see the chat that you've got in this one. So anything about alcohol inks, about paper, crafting in general, this is what we're all about. It's all about the education. And that's why we love when Carla's on, because we all learn something new. And I love things like this because you don't know what you're going to get and everything is different.
Absolutely. Now, if you can get hold of some metallics as well and add in the golds, I mean, they're so beautiful, they're so pretty, but also at the moment mine's probably still quite sticky. If you get it to the point where it's not quite dry, and it does dissipate very quickly, so your alcohol dissipates very quickly, so it's, you know, it dries super fast. But if you get it where it's slightly sticky, you can actually use some gold leaf, and you can just like crumple it and put it onto bits, rub it in, and it will stay where it is. Now that's really beautiful if you're doing it on, say, ceramic tiles. And alcohol ink is beautiful on ceramic tiles. We can make gorgeous coasters. We can make really pretty things. And it's really beautiful when we're doing abstracts. But there are other ways we can do it.
If we've not got gold leaf, could we use gilding flakes? I totally forgot what they were called then. Yeah, they're the same thing.
Do all of those things. Now you can start to see I'm getting an abstract pattern here. Now we can spend hours trying to get these kind of patterns with inks, you know, when we're stamping out and doing stuff. Yeah, you can have loads of fun doing your backing papers, so you can get so much stuff. Now we can also change that up as well by using spritzers. So we start to get in all your different spritzing sprays and all of this, and as we spritz it, you'll see that it starts to speckle, so you get this really beautiful edge. So there's loads of different ways. So if you wanted to make, say, pictures of Easter eggs, you can do that. Now one of the other things that you can do with it is if you've got some masking fluid. So say like I was to write a word out in calligraphy and then I was to paint that with masking fluid, then create the background and then peel that masking fluid off, you can create beautiful artwork, really stunning artwork. But I can mix the colors to make a skyline. I can paint with it. You can literally paint with alcohol inks as well, and you can just change that through. So if we were to use watercolor and add salt to it, you'd get that textural design. You can do that by spritzing your alcohol inks. So there's lots of different ways of playing. So in terms of how we control alcohol ink, there's loads of different ways, but it depends what results you want. So one of the ways that you can do it is to first put down a good bit of alcohol and then add in just a drop of color. So now I've got this kind of little drop in there. I'm going to use the hand blower because it's easier, but then I can start to spray that so it becomes a petal form. And you're just going to blow that through.
So is the alcohol that you put down first the equivalent of us putting down water when we do watercolor? You know, when we do big washes?
Yeah. If you're
it's
doing
the same technique.
Exactly the same technique. Now that I've got that down, I need to really dry it. But when we dry it, we can do amazing things. So if you use your dryer, whichever you're using, your heat tool, and you do it in like circles around, what happens is it'll dry the outside edge first. Then you get a little bit closer with your circles, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. And then you go to the center. What you'll have actually created is a rose. Because you've got all these little circles going through and it just looks like a rose. They're really beautiful. Now I'm just going to put this on. Now, when you're using your heat tool, if I direct it, it's going to spread the alcohol. If I have it downwards and I'll put it on a lower heat and I start quite far away, the alcohol will start to dissipate. And you just go round. So you can see it's not moving it further than the boundary that I'd set in the first place. Because I'm just keeping control of it as it goes round.
Thank you, Michaela. She's loving the screen format and, of course, the individual knowledge of Carla. We try our best on Craft O'Clock so you can see everything. I do tweak it as we go sometimes, but I thought this worked best for all of us.
So now what we see, as I've done that, I've created a circle within a circle by making sort of concentric circles with the heat tool. So we're changing the format of it. Now, I could not reproduce that. You can't reproduce in terms of getting exactly the same thing when we use alcohol inks, because it's not the same as anything else. Like watercolor, I can reproduce all of those things. Now, I can use a paintbrush and I could get a similar look and do all of those things. But it's just, most of this is the joy of playing with it. Now, what's really cool is and one of the demonstration that I'm going to fully do with this today will involve using this technique.
Okay.
That's completely dry. Okay, so that's dried off. So now if I let's add some black, and this is the technique I'll be using. So I've added the black inside, and that's just pure ink. That's it. And then from there, I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of alcohol here, just at the top. So a little bit on the pink, a little bit on the black. And then I can start spreading, and it will give me both colors. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but I've got this kind of pinky black color. Now I can keep adding in all the different essences. So now I've got the red, and I can keep dropping because you have a limit.
Gail's asked, are alcohol inks light fast?
Yes, but you can't get any kind of alcohol on them, otherwise it will disappear. So light fast, yes. But if I was to get some alcohol on it, it would reactivate them completely.
So it would move again.
So if you were, especially because one of the main uses, of course, for alcohol inks is on ceramics. So if you put them on tiles and stuff, and then you add some alcohol to it, you can clean the tile completely. So you can start again. But you can get stuff that will set it for life. You know, you can get some adhesives.
Like your Mod Podges and stuff like that, your varnishes and stuff.
You wouldn't use Mod Podge. You'd have to use like a ceramic coating almost, and that would set for life, so you wouldn't have the issues. But what we've got here, because that's still wet, so you can't actually see the pigment in it so much, but can you see that crimson? So this is the difference between alcohol ink compared to a watercolor, gouache, acrylic. You can't get that pigment with those because we're working on a different system. So the pigment is so much heavier on alcohol inks. That means we can create pure vibrancy really quickly. And that color coding that comes through is just so strong and so important to the work that we do, because it just changes the game. You know, it looks incredible every single time. The thing with alcohol ink is you can do the most abstract piece. So let's just say that's going to be my abstract piece. Now, those are color clashes there. I'm just going to dry that off. Just 1 second. Hold
No,
on.
you're fine. While you do that, once again, for those people that are maybe new to Craft Clark, welcome to the wonderful world. If you're sitting in the chat at the moment, let us know you're there. Just say hi. Say hi, I'm new. We love new people every single day here on Craft Clark. I also want to stress, and I'm not allowed to talk about it yet until a couple of weeks away yet, I'm just going to throw it out there. We've listened to everything that you've said, all those shows that we've put together, and we said, what would you like? We've listened. I've listened. I've gone back into meetings. There is something, I'm sure I'm allowed to say this. I get really excited though, and I want to tell you more. There is something big coming for birthday. Okay, 1st of April, Crafter Clark is getting bigger. That's all I can say at the moment, but I just want to say we have listened to everything that you've said, and Crafter Clark is going to get bigger. So tell a friend, keep liking, sharing, and also for the replay crew that watch everything back on YouTube, if you go to Adam Humphries Live on YouTube now, every single video on there, more or less, has now been timestamped. So you can flick back to everything that Carla says in this hour will be timestamped, so we get all the good bits. You can listen to me rabble on. Okay, so go back and watch everything over on Adam Humphries Live. I can't do it on Hobby Maker's YouTube because I don't have access to that. It's just on mine. So if you want to watch it back and you want to skip all the bits, now's the time to do it. There we go. Thank you, Carla.
Grabbing on, Mr. Adam. That's like our favourite bit of the whole day.
That is.
Now, the great thing about alcohol inks is they work really well with Posca paints, with acrylics, and all that sort of stuff on top of it. So I'm not going to do anything specific here, but if I wanted to make this bottom bit into, you know, kind of an illustrative sort of floral aspect, then you can do all of those pieces with it. You can see it just takes really well to Posca. Now, Poscas, you don't have to have them. Poscas can be expensive, but you can create these gorgeous floral elements to them,
nice.
which you can then sort of go in and you can do those extra pieces. But that's not the only place that we can get to with florals. With alcohol inks, we can take them much further, but they are abstract to a degree. Now, what you can do if you want to really make sure it's a floral is you can actually cut out your paper first in the shape of the flower that you want to do, and then alcohol ink it up and make sure you've covered all the, you know, the area of the flowers, and that makes sure that you've got full flowers. Or you can create these and then die cut them with a floral die, or, you know, fussy cut them, use your scan and cut, that kind of thing. So there are loads of ways of playing it. Now, what we did was show you how to put the alcohol down first. I'm just going to run through the different ways you might use them. So we put the alcohol ink first. Okay. Sorry, the alcohol ink, and then we put the alcohol, then the alcohol ink. The other way is to do it opposite, which is where you would put your ink down first. Which one did I do last time? Yeah, put your ink down first. So I've got a glob of that. Now I can actually move that just as it is. I can just come in with my poofer and just start doing that. So if you want to just make these really tiny petals, that'll do you. You don't need to add in any alcohol on top of it. It'll work just as it is. But I can then add in some alcohol at the bottom. Now you'll see the striations coming in. So you can just see, if I block that light a bit, you can just see the colors changing. Can you see the line formation here? Where it's itself, and then I can start to spread that further, and I'll cause a gradient because this piece at the bottom has had alcohol on it, so it's lighter than the bit at the top. So I can cause a gradient naturally by using the alcohol and moving it, which is a really nice place to be, because it means, again, I can change the game. Now, while it's still wet, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but we'll see. While it's still wet, if you spray it with alcohol and you spray it hard, this might not be wet enough, but it'll cause, you can't really see them, but it causes the dots of color. You can do it by having it really saturated. Let's see. I can see it, but you won't be able to see it enough. Hold on.
Jill says you can use Posca pencils and then add the ink. The wax pencil stops the ink getting out of it, if that makes sense. I think so.
So you can create boundaries. So if I want to create a flower, I could use wax and then create that. And again, you can do the same with masking fluid. Can you see all the dots I've got? We use that technique with watercolor a lot. So can you see? So
yeah.
get those beautiful sprays. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, you can also move your paper, and this is one of the great things. So you can just really get those colors, rotate it round, get it to where you want it to be, and you'll start to create these glorious, glorious abstractions, which are so pretty. Now, once they're dried, and it looks obscure at the minute because we've got all of these colors. The weird thing about alcohol inks is they get better with age. So almost, coming back to it in 5 hours time, it will look different because of the drying process that's in it, and as the alcohol leaves the paper. There you go. Love this. I would be drawing a woman's silhouette on the top of that, because that's the thing, right, Cara? It makes you kind of visualize things that you might not see otherwise in different ways, different things that you might put into it. Like, to me, I could see a ballerina's dress, or what are the Spanish dancers when they're doing the flamenco, those kind of dresses. So you get to sort of play with all of those different elements through it. Yeah, they are so bright and so vibrant. You can't get that vibrancy, not really, in any other medium.
I do want to pick up on a point that Chrissy said, because I'm with Chrissy on this one, and I love this technique, but Chrissy says it looks a fun craft, even if it's a bit messy. But to look at the area that you've done that in at the moment, the ink is only on that separate A4 paper. There is no ink anywhere else, is there? Like, you've kept it really contained.
But also, just to stress you out, Adam, because, that's why would I be here if I could not do that a little? So if I was to take my alcohol ink and put it straight onto there, which I know would cause you some really uncomfortable feelings, and I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but just to prove a point, all you would do is just put some alcohol onto that, make it much bigger.
Like nail varnish remover.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. So that's all gone. Now, if you were to do that on natural wood, that might be a problem. You can't use acetone, though. Well, I mean, I know you've got it for those reasons, but you can't use acetone on the alcohol. It's not a strong enough mix. You need isopropyl.
Okay, isopropyl. Okay, that's good to know.
Paper, really good. I said that at the earlier the thing. UPO is amazing. So YUPO, UPO paper, but it's quite pricey. You don't need to pay it. So you either need a good multimedia paper. I'm using the AC one at the minute. That's what I've got. It's I'm not trying to sell you it. It's just the one I've got, and it's for use with alcohol ink. So it's specifically for it. But what you can do is just buy photo paper from the Zon. Just photo paper, because it's got that coating on it, so the alcohol can move without staining what's underneath, and it really looks beautiful. There you go. I went back to one after a few months, and there was a face I hadn't noticed.
You saw a face in it?
I see faces in everything. Do you, Carol? I see them all the time in like wallpapers and stuff. I'll see those things. There's supposed to be a thing that happens with your brain with them. Would I photo paper now? No. Would I buy photo? And the reason I think photo paper is more
cheaper,
beneficial is not it is cheaper, of course, but it's usually a stronger GSM, so it's actually better able to hold what you're putting on it, which is really important. Right, I'm going to do a quick floral for you. It's an absolute floral, of course. Now I'll turn that over just so I can do this, because we've only got half an hour left. So
have we? Oh yeah, we have. Oh, where's that time gone? Just while Carla gets the paper, if you scan the QR code that's in the top corner of the screen at the moment on the demo side, which is just this side here, top corner, that will take you to the Craft O'Clock page where everything that Carla is using is on there to purchase. Remember, it's cap postage. It also works with your baskets if you're buying from the main channel from 1 till 9 today as well. So anything you buy, it's all in the same basket, because we're all one big happy family, is what we are. So it's all capped postage, even on Craft O'Clock as well. So if you're thinking, I want to get those inks, you can get the inks. The inks are £29.99. We've got papers that we're going to be using as well. There's some inks on there. There's a Stamp Essential bundle from We Are Memory Keepers on there as well. Go and check out the Craft O'Clock page. You can only find that page by scanning the QR code or clicking the link that I'm about to put in the chat now. Carla, back to you.
Okie doke. Now, I have made one of these earlier, so I have got one to show you. The reason being, of course, is first of all, I didn't know how much time we would end up with, but also because you can't you can't reproduce the same thing twice. And if your
True.
heat gun gets too near to this paper that I'm using, it can kind of warp it a little bit, which isn't great, which is why you're probably better off with photo paper, because it's that bit thicker. As soon as I start doing this, it'll focus more. It's just because it's white on white. So the first thing that we're going to do is lay down a little bit of red using glossy photograph card. You would be, no, the ink doesn't stay sticky because it's alcohol. So it's not ink in the sense we're normally used to. So basically what's happening is the alcohol within it dissipates and the ink stains. So that's what you're left with. So it's not the same as using, something that leaves a pigment. Really, it's just the alcohol dissipates into the air and then it's just stained. That's why the pigment's so strong. So I hope that helps. Right, so all I'm going to do is just put a dot of this right into the center, so about 3 or 4 drops, not too much but not too little either. So just spreading that out so that I get this nice circle. I love the bloom of it. There's something about the bloom of it that's just so gorgeous. Now that's a very, very dark red, but in actual fact, when I start to dry it, it will change color. So low heat and away from it. And I just want the outside. So I'm just going to go around the whole circle and that will eventually dry. And now that the outside has dried, I can go over the top and just allow that to dissipate, and it'll now go to this much darker crimson. Now I've got overhead lights, so it's showing a much lighter red to you, but it's actually quite a dark crimson color, okay, because it's that pure pigment that we're looking for.
It looks like a wax seal.
It does. It's really, really beautiful. So once I've done that, I can take the black and I'm just going to put a dot of the black on the inside of it. So I want a lot less black than I have got red. Now sometimes when this tips, too much comes out, like it's just the nature of the beast. So we're going to work with what we've got, but I'm just preempting because I kept making mistakes with it. So I'm just going to put this on here. So a couple of drops, that'll do me. I don't want much because it's going to start to dissipate fast. Get your heat on from the outside. I don't want it to spread.
Ooh, sounds like an aircraft.
There's an aeroplane outside.
Oh, that's what it is then. I thought it was the gun. I thought, well, that gun's got louder.
You hear it?
Oh, I can now, yeah, if I listen. Yeah.
So that's my black now sorted. So I've got, just to show you where there's not the glare, that's all dry. There's the red and the black. It's
okay.
Like a bloodshot eyeball, which is not necessarily the look I was going for. Right, once that's done, I'll keep the inks next to me in case I want to add extra. But the rule of thumb is always that the more alcohol you use, the further you can spread it. And I want these to be spread out quite far. Now, what you want really is a very flat surface, and mine's not. I've got one of those tables that moves up and down. You press a button and it moves up and down, but consequently it's not particularly flush, but you'll have better luck at home. And the reason being, of course, is where my paper is, the ink is going to want to travel in that direction. Now, for doing this, I actually think a blower is better than using a heat tool. And the reason being is you'll get these striations that come on, and they're like fingers coming out of the ink when you use the heat tool because it's moving it too fast. So my advice is use a puffer if you can. Like I say, I've got this one, but you can get these from the Zon for next to nothing. So it's a much way of doing it. The alcohol inks will last you years because you use the tiniest amount as well. So I've got some alcohol. It is just pure isopropyl in here. I've got the 91% for those of us that joined us later. Oh, thank you, Sarah. So 91% isopropyl here, whereas if you get one that's lower, it's not going to have the same effect. So try and get 90 or above. You can get 99%. Keep it away from Littleys. Nobody wants to be ingesting that. And then I've got this. Now, what I'm going to do is put a drop of alcohol. I'm going to put quite a lot, but I want it to be mainly on the red, but just touching the black. I don't want it to be a lot in the black, so I'm not going right at the center. I'm just hitting this edge point just here and allowing it to spread. So just there. Now I'm going to put plenty on because I want a nice big spread. And I'm just going to use the puffer to really just blow that color right out. And it will start to, again, you've got the light. I've got my in. So then from there, same thing, but I want to go into a different direction this time. You can just tilt your paper as well, which will help you. So just pushing
That black that you put into the middle sort of looks like it's got a gold ring around it now.
It does, yeah, and it will also look like it's going to separate out those petals because I'll get a darker striation during the petal as the petal blows out, so it'll separate those petals out. It means I can work in layers as well, which is super lovely. So, and you can never, it's one of those things where you just want to keep playing and playing. Probably best if you don't put your dirty fingerprints on it, right? And then I'm going to put some here just to keep blowing. Now I've got a longer edge to this, which I am going to cut off, but I just want to make sure that I've got those striations coming. Look how beautiful they are. They're a joy to work with, our alcohol inks, because they're so easy and quick, and we can make really quick, really beautiful cards, which I think for all of us, sometimes we need that.
Jill says if you've got dexterity problems, you can buy a mini blower USB. It's fab.
We like that.
I've seen the sound of a mini blower.
Yeah, I've seen lots of different variations that people have used.
Could have a look.
That you can use.
A mini blower.
Get one that looks like a wide-mouthed hairdryer as well.
Oh, like the mini compressed vacuums. Mini blower craft. Oh, I've done a lot of Googling today. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. The mighty mini blower. Nice. All right, what are we up to?
I'm just working these petals through.
We've got people watching from Australia as well. Did you know?
Who is it? It's not my sister, is it?
It was a while back when I asked for new people. There's loads of new people watching. Welcome everyone. I do try and wave to you. I don't want to keep interrupting Carla by saying hello, so I do try and wave. Mary, hi Adam. I'm from Australia.
Hey Mary, how you doing? I presume you don't know my sister. My sister's in Perth. Right. I'm hoping to go and see my sister when I get my back sorted.
Nice.
Which is quite exciting. Take the boys.
I'm loving the look of this.
So I'm filling in. So now I've got my petals coming through. I'll put a bit more down that way. So you've got kind of that center of a flower. That's what we're looking at. And the joy, of course, is if you move your inks to different points of that center point that we put down, you get different shaded petals. I'm just going to come in and just quickly dry that. If you put the heat on too high, your cards stop, your UPO paper or your paper will start to warp. And that can be a really nice effect. I'll show you that in a little bit. But it's not what we want in the norm. So I'm just drying that off.
People are watching us at like 20 to midnight in Australia.
I mean, what more do you want to be doing?
What more do you want to go to bed? This is... Your creative juices are flowing when you go to bed.
It's your most adaptable time, isn't it? Just as you're going into that state.
It's when I do all my thinking. It's when all my ideas come to me.
Right, so hopefully you guys can see that we now have the basis of a floral, or the center of a floral. So you've got these beautiful aspects coming through. Now I'm going to be cutting this down. I want it to be in a square range. It's still quite wet on the edges there, so I will just dry that a little bit because, hold on, I need to...
Just while you do that, it mutes it for me, even better. Just while you're doing that, just so everyone knows once again, tomorrow we'll be talking to Bradley and Helen about their forthcoming show tomorrow evening. And then on Tuesday, we'll be talking to Dawn McPhee about the folios. This would look stunning on the front of a folio. About her folio show coming up at 1 o'clock on Tuesday.
Take your Posca pen. Or you can use a white gel pen. You can actually use acrylic paint. If you've got like a little ball tool, you could dip that in as well. So you've got all the different aspects. And then we're just going to start adding a center to the floral. Just dotting little pieces in. And you'll spend more time on this than I will.
Albert says, hi Carla and Adam, just logged on. I can watch the beginning back later. You can. YouTube, you can watch them all back later. Every live we've ever done. Going all the way back to when I used to do All Round Mine, are all over on YouTube.
Have you spent time doing that, Adam?
What?
Have you had to upload all of that yourself?
No, because we stream to both channels, don't we? We stream all over. But I have spent the time doing taking all the transcripts from every show we've done and time stamping them. I've had to watch them all back. And then I put timestamps in, so it would be like the start of demo and things we talk about. I timestamp every YouTube video now.
That's dedication, kid.
Well, it's just so because some people don't want to listen to the start intro or they just want to get to the good bits, so we can get
It's
right
just
to the good bits.
education.
It's all
So
about
once
education.
all about education. Once you've got your dots in, if
That's
you
nice.
use smaller dots or if you use fewer dots on the outside and you start to add more to the central point, you'll actually get a kind of a 3D look. And it's just obviously because, as you see in nature, the top part is going to look the fullest and then it's going to look as if that disperses as it goes down. But in actual fact, it's just a trick of the eye. So the more you put in the center point, the more that will, become brighter and brighter and brighter. Now, if you're doing it with acrylics, that works even better because the ones you put down first, the black behind it, the white will absorb some of the black color behind it. And so they will look much fainter. They almost disappear. And then you keep building those layers and you'll get this stunning 3D effect through it. And that's the joy of using acrylic with alcohol inks. They really work in this really beautiful way. So just placing these down so you almost get that fuller point right at the center. And then if it's going down that way. Now, when I was doing this yesterday to just sort of get some stuff down so that you guys could see it, I thought, well, where would you use these? And actually card making is the obvious answer. And it's a really nice way to make a personalized card that's completely different to anything else that you might kind of have or buy or do any of those things, and it can't be replicated, so it's 100% yours. The joy, of course, of working with alcohol inks is that the vibrancy of the color is your choosing every single time. And the visible image ones, I'm not trying to sell you the visible image ones, I'm not here for that when we're doing Craft O'Clock. But the joy of the visible image ones, and I just want to go through it, and then I'll show you the card that I made, is the color range that you get in here.
Yeah, they're good.
Now, when we use white, when we're using white on an alcohol ink, it's not the same. It's not as vibrant as the other colors. It's almost milky. You get two different shades of whites in these, and you get quite a few of them. And the reason being is you're likely to use more white than anything else. It's the key color that you're going to be using. So there's two different ones. So I don't know if you can see them. There is advanced white. I'm not going to be able to focus that for you guys. There's advanced white and there's white. That's white. That's advanced white. And the reason being is they are used also in resin, so they'll give different effects, but you can still use them in your alcohol inks. So if I was to lay down that pink and then put white on and then put black on, again, I'd get a completely different look, which is really nice because you can get all these different effects with it very, very easily. Now, I'll just go through the colors quickly. So I've got purplish red, which is what I was just using. You get all your whites. Then you've got a brown, blue, lime green, pink, orange, you've got sky blue, you've got red, you've got grass green, lemon. Beautiful colors because the intensity of them. You've got yellow, purple. So when they're saying yellow, that would be what we would classify as your standard kind of primary yellow, that just yellow. They haven't played with the color. You've got purple, you've got hot pink. Now hot pink is very hot, just to warn you. You've got coffee, you've got violet, and you've got your sapphire blue, which is beautiful. Now one of the colors that I love the most in this kit, and it goes with all of the other colors, but really is beautiful, and I just want to quickly show you it because I think it's one of those things where, because you can layer it. Now, if I go and I bring in my violet, I just show you this very quickly and then I'll show you the card I did. So if I come in, I'll put a little bit of alcohol down first. I'm not particularly making anything with this, but I've got the golden. Now, when I first saw the golden, I was like, well, it's just a bit brown. That's what it sort of looks like. But man alive, is it pretty.
Oh, look at that.
I come in and I blow that out. I can make leaf shapes out of this. I can make autumn leaves out of this, which is really beautiful. I can do all the different shapes. I'm not really trying to get a shape at this point, but I just want to show you it. Now I'm just going to dry that off a little bit, not much. So if I do that and then come in straight on top, and I'll just put a little bit of the violet. It doesn't matter if I'm going the same way or not, but I just want to show you the two as they layer on top of each other because they're so pretty. Now you can start to see that that's already splaying out because there's still some alcohol in there. Do alcohol drinks, inks dry up in their bottle over time? Alcohol drinks? No. Freudian slip there. So as I place some of this on top, you'll start to see those colors. No, but they can leak. You need to make sure they're sealed very tightly, because obviously alcohol by its nature kind of just absorbs into the air, right? And so you've got to kind of make sure they're tight on, and you don't want them leaking. So that it's not that they disappear over time, it's just that if you haven't got it airtight, then there is a chance of them. I got a really cheap, I think it's a Tim Holtz tin that's specifically for alcohol inks, and they
Mine
just
are mine are in a cardboard box in the loft. I know exactly where they are. So, and they're good. They've been there for about 4 years since I've moved in, and they're all still good, I think.
It's just making sure that you've got them kind of, airtight. So tied up real tight here. I've got some that I've had for years as well, but it just means that, they're safe and they're not getting disrupted from the air. But that golden color that I put down, just by adding in that beautiful pink on top, you get fire, right? And you get those colors coming through that are just this glorious. It's like a sunset or a sunrise that are just so pretty. And that's something, again, that you can't necessarily achieve. Like I couldn't even achieve that with alcohol inks in a pen. So if I was to use my Copics and stuff, it would be really difficult to achieve that amount of color. Now you can do, if you've got alcohol inks, you can alcohol pens, like if you've got your Copics, I'm looking up there because mine are there, you can literally put down some ink from your pen, a couple of colors, and use alcohol on top of it with a dropper or one of these, and do the same techniques. You won't get the same intensity of color, and that's because we're using pure ink here, like it's pure pigment, and it's not designed in the same way, but you will get some beautiful results from it. So if you want to try these techniques using alcohol markers that you've got at home, and then all you need to do is just buy some isopropyl, then yes, you would be able to play that way as well.
Can we use alcohol inks on a jelly plate, or will it ruin it because of the isopropyl? What is like sort of an acidy? Would it eat into my jelly plate?
I don't. Are you asking for you? Because I don't want to give the wrong answer. I'm not that I would give a different answer if it was somebody else asking.
I don't know. I was just asking. It's just a generic, because I assumed it would stain.
It will stain, but I've seen people using them on jelly plates. Would I do it? I don't know. Have I tried it? No. So I don't want to give you an answer that I don't know the answer.
No, that's
to.
fine. That's perfectly fine.
An answer up, but it might not be the one, the correct one. So I haven't tried it. To be honest, I'm not massively au fait with jelly plates. So I don't want to sit and give you information.
Well, give me a couple of weeks and you may be au fait on a jelly plate. But yeah, can I just say as well? So yeah, we haven't seen your finished card either.
No, I'm going to show you. So I got this. Kat gave me this. I love these. So these are your Hannah Muley little watercolor pads, and I've never seen them, so this was the first chance I had. And they've got the really beautiful sort of deckled edges that you've got here, and I don't know how much these I use mine on gel.
There you go.
Let's keep it for alcohol inks. There you go. See, they know. So got these gorgeous deckled edges on here. Now what I did, because I was cutting the flower down, I just took a sheet of this out and used it as my matte layer, and then I used a really vibrant bright green from my AC cardstock, which I've always got. I've moved it, it's over there, which I've always got a massive stash of. And then Kat had also given me the little inks here. Now these are all on that QR code, so
yeah, they are,
that you want to go with. So these are the little Alter New inks. There's another pink one somewhere, but Walter may have chewed it. There it is. So I've got these. So this is what she gave me to play with, and I was like, well, what's the most I can do with all of this, and so I just thought I'd make a card, because it's the thing that we make the easiest. So the little flower that I made, they're so pretty. I cut it down and I did it into a 5x5. I cut down all my mats and layers, and then just made this into the most glorious, beautiful card that's so quick and easy, really vibrant, really, something so pretty about it. And then Abraham came in last night and I said to him, what is that? And he said, well, it's a flower. So I just wanted to know. He knew what it was. And he was like, it's obviously a flower. And I was like, well answered, child, well answered. And so I just wanted to show you that. But I think they make really beautiful cards. I think they make beautiful artwork. If you do them on ceramics, they're so pretty on ceramics.
And it's going to be a one-off, and you're not going to be able to create the same again. Even though the one we've done, this is the demo one we did that's not on the card, it looked very similar. it's
Similar,
still
but
got its own. It's still got its own unique style to it.
in its own values, you know. So you can't replicate the same thing twice. Now what I can do is go, well, I would have liked to have had more black on that, and actually I've obviously used more black on that one because you're seeing that fact that it's all just coming out from there. Now you can make gorgeous sunflowers from these, you can do all kinds of things, but if I wanted to, I'm not going to, but if I wanted to, I could go in with a micro pen, you know, a micron,
Yeah.
and outline some of it, or you can come in and just sort of roughly outline out some petal shapes on here to kind of give it a little bit more art, you know, kind of whatever into that. I don't love doing that as much. I like the breadth of it, I like the way it flows on its own, but you know, each to their own, of course. But there are loads of ways of using alcohol inks, and it's one of those things that I've always, I don't know, I've always loved. I know mixed media is one of those funny things, isn't it? We tend, Walter, we tend to kind of stem away a little bit from mixed media because it can be quite intimidating, and also it feels like you need a lot of knowledge about a lot of things to get into mixed media, and I find that a little bit daunting in my brain. But when it comes to stuff like this, if somebody just said to me use alcohol inks, I'd be like, yeah, no, on your bike. But actually, because I got into it on my own, and I was like, oh, this is the easiest craft I've ever done. I don't need to know anything here. I'm just playing. That's my cup of tea.
It is absolutely beautiful is what we've got. If you want to get hold of this one, unfortunately time has beaten us once again on another Craft O'Clock on here. Remember, you can watch all of these back. I'm going to put the QR codes in. As we've said before, the QR codes are there if you want to use the same product that Carla's used. We have put them all together. We've collaborated them all together for you. But if you've already got alcohol inks at home, if you've already got the paper, have a go. Have a go with your alcohol pens and a little bit of alcohol that you've got. The isopropyl, you can get it on the river that you've got. How I'm going? I've checked our website and I can't find it on the Hobby Maker one, so I'm allowed to push the river. So go and find it on there. Go and have a little look. Don't be scared. I'd love to see what you do as well. Please send all your imagery in. I know last time Carla was on, everyone has had a go at the sunset with the moon. Dave said he'd done it. I've tried it. I was down at Storage for Crafts over the last 2 days. You know, the moon and the sea.
Sunset with the moon.
This one.
I don't think you can have a sunset with a moon.
No, but you know what I meant. The moon set. This is photocopied as well. That's a photocopy version of mine.
That's amazing.
I love it. I've kept it, and then I matte and layered it.
Oh nice! Oh nice! You decoupaged it,
so it gives you a bit more more depth on the sea.
It's a cool trick, right? The whole pastel thing. Like, I think pastels are another thing that are just so easy and wonderful and versatile.
It's amazing. Jo did it as well because it's in her office. I saw she had a go. Yeah, Jo Edison had a go. So it is time to call it a day. Unfortunately, I know time has beaten us. But tomorrow we are here with Bradley and Helen. I have to be on my toes with Bradley because I never know what he's going to say. You've got on this one. So Bradley's here tomorrow with Helen, and then on Tuesday we've got Dawn McPhee. We've got late nights on Thursday as well, and then on the 2nd of March, which is a Monday, Kat's launching something big on Craft O'Clock, but I don't actually know what it is. So we're launching something for Craft O'Clock, and then we hit the Hobby Maker birthday, and then the 1st of April, I can't tell you what it is yet, but trust me, you wanted it, we've listened, we're going to be big on it, is what we're going to do. Thank you, Carl, you're an absolute ledge.
For having me. Thank you very much.
Absolute ledge. Remember, you can watch these back at any time you want that you've got on them. Go and tell a friend that we're here. Spread the word across the world. Let's go international. And the more you do that, the more likely I am to get 100,000 YouTube plaque. I just want it just next to this one here. Just here, a little silver YouTube sign is what I would like. So please go and like and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow. I've got to hand this feedback. Right, I'll see you tomorrow, people. Love you all. Bye.